Hey everybody, this is Howard Crampton Jr. with Discovering Purpose. Today's topic is warning, be cautious of those who consider themselves to be realists. And this topic came up in conversation with somebody the other day, and I'm sure you've had a similar experience. And let me ask you if you've been in a conversation with somebody who just says, I'm a realist. If things are going to get done, this is the way that they have to be. This is the way they always have been, and this is how it is, and this is just how it works. I'm a realist. I see things as they are. You ever heard someone say that? Right? Well, the problem with that is it's not that these people are not necessarily wrong, right? But we've been conditioned to live life and to see life, perceive life in a certain way. We look at our experiences at life as it is, or our conditions, okay, if I can use that word, and then we base our decisions off of what our current conditions are. So here's the problem with people who consider themselves to be realists, is they consider what they perceive as real as their current conditions. I have X amount of dollars in my bank account, and that's just reality. Is it just reality? Sure, you can look into your bank account, you can get online or get a bank statement, and you might have X amount of dollars in there. But does that necessarily mean that you're broke or that you are rich? No. There's an example Ernest Holmes uses of a man who comes to him and he says, "My car is on its last legs, and that's just the truth." And he says, well, first of all, your car doesn't have legs. So maybe that's a good start, right? Unless the guy's riding on a camel or something like that. And he says, but if your car isn't functioning the way that you expect it to, that's only its condition. It's not the truth. Because with nurturing your car, taking care of it, right, it's going to operate the way that it is. Unless if it's really just the engine is old and it's not going to run, in which case you could put a new engine in your car itself, not the engine is going to work. Does that make sense? So what is real? What is real? What is truth? People ask, what is truth? Again, what always has been, what is, and what always will be. They are core principles that have always been handed down through time, to which we can always use, and we can always look to nature for these core principles. We can look to nature to see how things actually work. So these realists, how they live their life is a backwards sort of lifestyle. So in a simplistic way, we all know spirit, mind, and body, right? Here's this process. We have spirit, we have the mind, and we have body. Spirit is that self-knowing, self-aware intelligence, which consists of everything all of the time. It's what some people call God, right? Or the universe, or energy. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It moves in form, through form, and out of form, right? It's nowhere to be found, yet it's everywhere to be seen, perceived, sensed. Right? So we have this spirit, and through spirit we pull these ideas where we get certain thoughts, and the more we think about these thoughts and we speak them into existence, that's where the universal mind, it's like soil in the ground. So this mind moves this thought into motion, and it creates the body, which is the effect. So we have cause and we have effect, and around it is spirit, mind, and body. Does that make sense? So the realists, how the realists live their lives, what's real to them is they look at the effects. They look at the body. They look at the effect of something, and they base decisions off of that. They look into their bank account and they say, I am broke. I have no money in my bank account. I have little money in my bank account. I'm overdrawn in my bank account, right? They look to their kids. My kids are just out of control. They're horrible. They don't listen. And then they base decisions off of them not listening. Let's look at kids who are labeled as ADD. Right? Or any label that you want to give somebody. Say somebody is labeled as depressed or schizophrenic, or if somebody is a murderer, whatever label you give that experience, then you react differently toward that experience, don't you? You hear about a kid who's autistic. You may never have met this kid before in your life. Someone brings this kid and they say, oh, he or she has autism. And then you start reacting differently towards this child versus if you just met them and knew nothing about them. Right? You'd be more open until you yourself started seeing different behaviors. So you're probably asking then, how do you live a forward lifestyle? It's pulling from spirit. It's understanding that that's where things move from, spirit, mind, and body, not a backwards. You don't look at the effect of something and then move that backwards and then pray for something to happen, which is what we do. We see $0 in our bank account. We go, uh-oh, we start to worry, and then we start praying, right? Which our reward is that mind, but then we start praying to God that things are going to change. We pray for our angels to bring us health and wellness. Versus first seeing that thing, which happens in your mind's eye. Whatever result it is that you want, whatever emotions you want to experience, whatever object that you want to manifest into the universe, you have to know that within infinite possibility that we live in today. And there are so many people you can look to who are some of the greatest teachers other than me. But we have Bob Proctor, we have Gene Houston, we have Ernest Holmes. We have all these people who teach. We have to go from spirit first, because that's where it all is at. That's where infinite possibility. And if you think everything that you have in your life today, where it all started from, it all began with that thought. But there is also this other thinker behind the thought. There's this intelligence behind the thought itself. So the source of a thought is spirit. From spirit comes thought. From thought comes word. From word we speak into this universal mind, right? And this mind moves that energy forward. If we always say, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, then guess what your result is going to be? If we always say, well, I want to be rich, well, guess what? The universe is going to allow you to be rich because you just want to be rich, but will you ever get rich? Not until you know that you are rich already and you've seen it in your mind and you believe it with absolute certainty despite what your conditions are. And that's the point of this, is the realists look to their conditions, right? Everybody else, the intelligent, the enlightened ones, the knowers, the seers, they see things in here first. They know from up above. That's where they pull from. You've heard people say, I don't want to wait to get into heaven. I'm going to pull heaven into earth. And that's because they see it in their mind, their mind's eye. And from there, they think about it, they focus on it, they know it's real, and they know that's where they pull from. And you know that every experience, every object, every material thing that you have in your life today started first from spirit. But we're not taught that until now. It's been taught for years, but we're having this awakening, so to speak. So I'm going to leave you with that. Be cautious of those people who consider themselves realists. Again, they look to their conditions as being real. It is not real. It is not truth. It's only a condition. The condition happened because of where their unconscious or subconscious thoughts have been in the past to create their current conditions. And if you trace that backwards from your body or the effect through mind and then to spirit or that self-knowing intelligence, that infinite intelligence that reproduces your DNA, that can grow a blade of grass or even a tree. You get that? I'm going to leave you with that. If you have any questions or comments, go to howardcramptonjr.com. If you're not there already watching this blog, post your comments below. Again, let's create this community. Let's share inspired thoughts. Let's share resources and information. If you have some more information of people who have spoke about this too, post the links below. Share this with other people. Go talk about it to your friends and your coworkers and your family, and more importantly, live it yourself. Okay? Remember, spirit, mind, body. It's that simple. And that is what is real, is what you can see, that thought, that energy vibration, that virtual level, that quantum level, and then the material level. I'll talk to you soon. I look forward to seeing your posts below and responding to. If you want to go even deeper and you want to be coached in discovering your own identity, your life purpose, and how you can take this message out to other people, then I encourage you to sign up for your 7 preeminent steps for purposeful action. From there, go ahead and email me. We'll schedule a free 30-minute consultation. You can send me an email at info@howardcramptonjr.com or give me a call at 661-524-6093, and then we'll see which package works best for you to get you started to live the life that you're destined to live today. Okay, I look forward to seeing you around the website. Cheers.